presents
Songs of the same name.
Songs of the Same Name.
Today we're taking a look at songs of the same name by different artists.
What are they all about?
Which version
Is superior? Songs of the same name.
Songs of the Same Name.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Songs of the Same Name, presented by the Dude and Grim Show on the Scratch Check podcast. I am the Dude.
And I'm Grim. And today we are going to talk about the song We're Not Gonna Take It. The two versions that we're aware of and we're going to be discussing are by The Who and Twisted Sister. So pretty good, change in decades, style, for like everything, basically.
There's a range. There's definitely a range.
Yeah.
Style, look. Although I both bands long hair.
But I mean, the Twisted Sister look like somewhere between like a glam rocker, an '80s woman, and like Where the Wild Things Are. The kids book, and the Who just had long hair.
Pretty much.
Daltrey. I mean, I don't even think Townsend's hair was that long.
Yeah, I don't think it was either. Yeah. Dee Snider. Ah, man. I know you've seen the video. I've seen the video, and he has definitely an interesting look. I will say that.
He does. And I really like how this mild-mannered young child playing the guitar just like spins around and then he just becomes Dee Snider in the video.
It's pretty great. Pretty great. So do you want to start talking a little bit about the Who's version, or do you want to go with Twisted Sister?
Yeah, I kind of like going the chronological route,
Okay. Yes.
So
yes.
The Who's We're Not Gonna Take It was the last track from the album Tommy, and therefore
the rock
opera, sorry. And basically the last scene in the movie. So I can tell you that, do you have what year Tommy was out there, dude? Looks
69.
Like 69. The last scene in the movie is a bit strange because it starts out with Roger Daltrey, who is Tommy, right? And he's sitting on top of what appears to be a giant pinball with the sun behind him. And he starts singing the song, which basically lays out that like he has started this holiday camp and he has now become aware so he can see and hear and feel, I guess. He couldn't do anything but play
hear me, feel me.
Yeah, he couldn't do anything but play pinball prior to this.
Who's good at that?
Yeah, so then all these people who are like his followers start coming out with wooden crosses, but at the top of the cross, instead of just being that little like kind of square part at the top, it's a pinball. Yeah. And they're coming out, and then there's just these funny things like based on the lyrics where he sees this guy drinking a beer and he's like, "Hey, you getting drunk? So sorry," and like pours the beer on him. And then he says,
"Sounds pretty literal."
Yeah, so sorry, I've got you sussed. And then, "Hey, you smoking Mother Nature? This is a bust." But I think they changed it for the movie because in that scene in the movie, he says, "You've missed the bus." And he like takes the joint from the guy. And then basically they all just start following him around and smashing pinball machines. And then you get back into the, We're Not Going to Take It course.
Yes.
And then it kind of goes with the see me, feel me, touch me, heal me. And then they kind of go into a reprise of one of my favorite bits of Tommy, which is
so good, right?
Go to the Mirror, but with the, listening to you, I get the music. Oh, I think my favorite part of their Woodstock performance. It's really awesome.
Yeah, I love that part, and that's the cool thing about Tommy is there's so many. I mean, it's a great album in itself, but there's like these moments that kind of pop out, and I love, especially in this song, going back, bringing them back. And it's just something that's really cool in the way they kind of fit that in. I really dig it. So I guess Pete Townsend said though that We're Not Gonna Take It. It wasn't really originally written for the Tommy storyline. It was
really?
It was more. It was inspired by people's just kind of reaction to politics and the political scene there, and so yeah,
makes sense.
So,
really,
I mean, he kind of fit it in, and I guess if you have like a kind of a golden piece of song or material and you want to use it, you kind of find a way to make it work, right?
Yeah, yeah. I guess that makes sense because I don't really understand in the context of the story of Tommy what they're not taking. But whatever it is, they're not doing it. And
they just said no.
Yeah, and it just kind of goes from there. But again, the version in the movie, like all the songs in the movie, this one Daltrey does sing, but most of them if you watch the movie, Tommy, they're all covers.
Okay.
And there's a lot of famous ones. I mean, Elton John covers Pinball Wizard.
That's right,
Eric Clapton is in there. He's like the priest or something at some ceremony there's a lot of really famous people in the movie.
Right. Yeah. I for some reason haven't seen it. I don't know why. It feels like I should.
It's kind of a trippy movie, but you know.
Yeah. Now, yeah.
Sorry.
And then so we have Twisted Sister's version of We're Not Gonna Take It.
Yeah. Now hold up before. Sorry.
Okay. Oh, you want to? Okay. No.
I was just gonna say before we depart from the Who, there is a video out there on YouTube. If you like their version, their studio version, there's a great live version that's taken from the Isle of Wight Festival video, and I think Daltrey's wearing like that same thing that he's wearing from Woodstock with all the pieces coming off it.
Or what,
I'm sure he's swinging the microphone a lot and throwing it up.
He had to have hit Pete Townsend or John Entwistle or Keith Moon
himself
once, or himself. Like, how did he not knock himself? Because dude, he doesn't mess around. When he is whipping that thing around, it is like holy hell. Like,
yeah, I know.
And dude, you have a pretty solid microphone on the end of that. Like it wouldn't end well. I don't think.
It's not like the one Bob Barker used, like the little thing.
No, definitely not.
It's not like the
definitely
Price is
not.
Right. Yeah,
it is.
It's
not
kind of like
this
this one. Right
Price is
here.
Wrong, bitch.
Yeah. So, anyways, I didn't mean to cut you off, but if there's a good video or something out there that's worth a watch, I want to throw it out there.
Check that out. Yeah, I was just getting a little excited to talk Twisted Sister.
I know, because there's a lot more to theirs than I guess I would have originally thought. A lot of tie-ins.
Once you delve deeper, it really, really starts to present itself.
Yeah, everything opens up, man.
Yeah,
everything. It's the layers of the onion.
It's like a parfait. Yeah, it's amazing. Well, again, with a song like the title of We're Not Gonna Take It, obviously it's pretty self-explanatory. There's some rebellious undertones. They
just want to be themselves.
They do. They do. Just really want to open up and come out. But so this was actually the first single off their album Stay Hungry, which was released in 1984. And it was their only single. It reached up to 21 on the Billboard 100, but it's their only single that even made it into the top 40. So
I didn't know that, but I guess I was just going to say, now that you mention that, I can't. Usually with the bands, you could, not to foreshadow anything, but let's think of another 80s band like, say, Van Halen. You can think of a lot of like singles that you know of theirs. Right. But I guess you're right. With Twisted Sister, I can't place anything else.
Yeah, I can't either. I think it's probably because they're more of a concept album band, so it's really hard to release singles. Wouldn't you say that's kind of the case? It's got to be it.
I mean, I like the album cover itself, or maybe that's just the single, but the TS is like bones.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Well, Dee Snider, he cited as influences for this song the glam rock band Slade. I'm not really familiar with their work.
I've heard of them.
And the song "Oh Come All Ye Faithful."
I did read that, and I thought that was really funny.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Maybe
really interesting, and I would not have expected it.
Maybe it's just kind of like, oh, come all you faithful, like, hey, let's get together and let's, do something together. And this is like, hey, we're not going to take it, so we're rebelling together. I don't know.
I think
it could be
in
a
some
stretch.
ways, musically, you could kind of make a vague connection there. Of course, presented in a very, very different way. Because, you get the, oh, come all ye faithful, we're not gonna take
Sure.
it. You see what I mean?
Yeah,
Like there's
yeah,
it's
okay. All right.
not that much of a departure.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. Yeah, okay. I thought it was a stretch at first, but I
did too. And then I'm
will
thinking
take
of the
it.
melody
Grim,
in my
I will
head.
take it.
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, talk about the video a little bit. It starts off, and there's some Animal House connections. Maybe we want to talk about that a little bit.
Dude, I do, because this was growing up. Was always one of my favorite movies. Of course, my dad would put this on, and it's great. Probably Belushi's finest performance. But the connection isn't to Animal House, isn't for Belushi, but it's for the guy who plays Doug Niedermeyer, and his name is Mark Metcalf. And in the movie, he's like the director of the ROTC, and he's just a real prick. He belongs to like the other fraternity that the Deltas hate, because the Deltas are like the partiers and shit, and they hate him, and they're always trying to like pull pranks on him and stuff. And and of course, it really comes to a head at the end during the parade. I know you haven't seen
No
it.
spoilers.
So I'm not going to spoil the parade scene for you. But
Please don't.
yeah, they just, and so I thought it was funny because as soon as I was watching the video, Mark Metcalf, Niedermeyer, plays the dad of the kid who at the beginning of the videos just yelling at him and telling him he's disgusting and an idiot and all this stuff. And basically, he's just like he is in the movie, in the video, which I thought was funny. And then at the end, you can hear him. I don't know if they pulled these from the movie or he just said them again, but he says, like, you're all worthless and weak is the one that they cite. But that is a direct quote from Animal House.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's kind of funny. And I never knew that seeing the video when I was younger. Which is surprising because Animal House has been like in my wheelhouse of movies probably since far too young of an age.
Yeah. Yeah. You're watching it very, very young. Probably didn't even understand some things when you were that young. And then as you got older,
but I
shit
can
started
tell
making
you,
sense.
I understood some of the things I saw in that movie and they looked nice.
We'll just leave it there.
Yeah.
Although we do hit the explicit button for all you folks on our podcast uploads, just because, an F-bomb or something might be dropped here or there.
Fuck yeah.
You can't be too careful these days. Yeah. So, well, I just love the beginning of the video or the scene when, the dad goes upstairs and he's like, what are you going to do? Or what do you want to do with your life?
Yeah.
I want to rock.
But, and this kid doesn't even seem too bad. Like, in my experience with someone who's a teenager, his room's actually somewhat clean. Like, I don't even know why he's yelling at him that much because his room doesn't seem that bad. And I mean, he's playing the guitar. It's not like he's being completely worthless.
And he looks like a normal kid. Like, I feel like if they would have made him like this day and age, like as the dad was coming up the stairs, he'd be like putting out a smoke or like hiding weed or joint under his bed.
Yeah,
or something
just like
that.
a real zero. But this kid's got sports stuff up, and it even looks like he has a trophy in his room. I mean, that's more than all I can say. Yeah, but little did the dad know after he plays that rock and power chord that knocks him out the window.
Yeah,
that he was gonna just rock.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think we could just say overall that the song itself is a pretty typical 80s song. The video, at least the sound and everything, the video is unbelievably cheesy, but it fits the time period and everything that is would be made
Yeah.
during that time.
Well,
But
and I
it's-
think they said that they deliberately wanted to make it like slapstick and kind of like
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, and they they
did.
accomplished that.
Yeah.
They did a hell of a job. So, well, I thought it was funny when I was doing some research, and not to get off the song, but Paul Ryan used it in his campaign. And
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, until Snyder asked him not to play it because he didn't support him and planned on voting for Obama.
I know. I love that.
Yeah. I just don't understand. Like, not to get too political here, but it's so funny. You get all these Republicans who are running for office, and they play the Stones music, and they're playing this song and all this other stuff, and in the musicians are like trying to sue them and block them.
Well, yeah,
It's
because they're like, you're not us. I
yeah,
mean, like,
you're nothing like us.
yeah.
Dude, the Republicans, and we're not taking any sort of political stance here at all, even though we are. The Republicans should really just stick to Ted Nugent and Kid Rock. Like, those are their guys.
Dude, I
That's
completely agree. Completely
Because they don't have to
agree.
worry about getting hassled, any
Well,
copyright stuff,
and
none of
any
that.
country asshole artist who's made a song about, like, dude, if you start listening to some of them, they're pretty amazing how really, what a wide scope of lyrics and thought these folks have. It's amazing.
Deep.
No offense.
Deep.
None taken.
Well, great. We just lost half our followers. So
Yeah,
We
right.
just went from 30 to 15.
Well, I mean, it's
We're just being real.
Somebody had
Just
to say
being real.
that. It is
Yeah.
real. So
Yeah. Yep. So, anyways, well, I think that kind of covers both versions, my friend. I have a feeling I know what one you prefer, but I could be wrong. So why don't you drop it on me?
well, musically, it's a no-brainer. I mean, musically, the
Twisted
Who's
Sister.
version, yeah, Twisted Sister is so.
Those chord changes. No.
Dude, oh come all ye faithful. I mean,
It's basically a Christmas song.
yeah, I would still say the Who. I mean, no question.
Dude.
But I was very pleasantly surprised upon doing a little more digging on the Twisted Sister version of what I found. I would have never put together in my head the Come All Ye Faithful tie-in. And I
not.
totally stepped over the Niedermeyer and the Animal House connection, which I do have a lot more of a soft spot for it now, knowing that. And I will say Dee Snider too is actually a pretty funny guy. I remember he appeared in a lot of
Yeah.
Chappelle's skits or more.
Yep.
He had more than one. He appeared in more than one, I think, of Chappelle's skits when he had his show. So he's definitely a pretty down to earth and funny guy. And he doesn't look like that anymore.
Yeah, no, yeah. I think last I saw him, he still's got the long hair on top, but shaved on the sides. I don't know if it's maybe different, but he has changed his look, and it's still out there, but it's good. It works for him. It works
Yeah.
for him. So,
So, dude,
well,
I
think
mean,
I got to go with the Who's version. I mean, it's phenomenal. It's great. Tommy classic album, which we may be covering down the road. I don't know if it's on next year's list yet, but we'll get there.
I think I put it on there.
Is it? Okay.
Because
all right.
it's
Well,
just so iconic.
you put that on there instead of Meaty Beady Big and Bouncy.
Yeah, I'm
Which I don't
an
know.
odds and sods guy too. I love odds and sods. That's like a rarities and a not released
Yeah.
kind of weirdos one. But I love that album. But Tommy is just it's so good. It's so We'll get into that.
It flows. It is an album's album for sure.
Oh, dude, an album's album.
An album's album.
I love that shit.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Definitely an album's album, bro.
All right, folks, on that note, we're going to wrap it up here because that's the safe thing to do. So please give us a like. Please give us a subscribe. And, man, we can't wait to come back next week. We'll have another album for you coming this Wednesday. So please be sure to hit that bell, get reminded, write a review, tell your friends, tell us what you like.
Subscribe.
Tell us what you don't like.
Post it on everything. Just get it
Share.
out there, man.
Just share. share.
Help us help you by making this our job.
Yeah, because we can just keep doing it. Even though we're doing it pretty much for free right now, we'd like to get paid for it. Because the content will only get better. We were talking about it today. We have some just awesome stuff in the
many ideas.
pipeline. So many ideas. So, all right, folks, take care. We'll see you soon. Check us out Wednesday. Peace.
Songs of the same name.
Is produced by the Dude and Grim. Additional music provided by More. That's ... MORE. And the Tims. TIMNZ. Copyright 2020. The Dude and Grim Show.